What's going on, everybody? This is Scott, also known as ChaChingKing, and in this video I'm going to hop over to the computer and I'm going to share with you the things that we've sold in the last 90 days or so. Maybe you'll learn a new brand or two that you weren't aware of. So this first one that we have right here is a brand called Restoration Hardware. And if you're not familiar with Restoration Hardware, they make furniture and lots of things for around the house, and it is an absolutely beautiful brand. We'll blow that up a little bit. But this was a waffle knit blanket, and it sold for $125. Mainly because I hadn't sold anything yesterday, and when I got an offer on this and they had and left good feedback, I went ahead and took it. Now the next one I'm going to bring up, it might make you jump a little bit when you see the price of this. That is not what it sold for. I did take a best offer on this, and let me explain that a little bit. If you did not see the locker where I got the 300 pieces of Lululemon, you need to go watch that video. It was probably the fastest, easiest money out of a locker I have ever made. These right here, this was a lady I have done business with before, and she is a reseller. She sells in California, and I had these listed for $120 a piece, and she was like, what if I bought them all? Would you cut me a better deal? As you know, when you can sell something and you know it's going to go well because a person's easy to work with, my price comes down. So I paid $1,000 for the locker. I made my money back the first night without ever selling a piece of Lululemon. And on these, I took an offer of $30 a piece. So this was an $1,800 sale and fit in 2 boxes. For us, this is a terrific sale. My question for you is, would you sell them for $30 and forego obviously a lot of profit, because these would sell, you know, in that $75 to $100 range? But for us, it was quick, the quick nickel instead of the slow dime. And on this one, we decided to do that. And she actually bought several other lots of Lululemon out of that same locker. The next one I'm throwing in just to remind you that old tech can sometimes be very valuable. This is Samsung. I would think that everybody's watching this has heard of Samsung, but this is an Android camera, and it has a lot of the apps like a phone, but it functions as a camera. It's outdated tech, so it's difficult to connect it directly to YouTube and stuff like that, but still sold for $175, and I don't think it was listed 2 days. The next one, this may not be a brand you've heard of, and this is a terrific brand. If you see this right here, that Waterville, that is a really, really good brand. I think I took a best offer on this one of $175, and it sold within 2 days. So it was a very quick sale for a whole lot of money. And remember, this is used. That was the used price of this vest. So Waterville, if you're not familiar with it, take a look at the tag, get familiar with it, because it's absolutely worth keeping your eyes open for. All right, this is the brand Theory, which I think that a lot of you will have heard of. This is a very, very expensive brand. This trench coat right here sold for $186. It was listed less than a couple of weeks. Almost all of the men's clothes you're going to see came out of the same locker. I actually talked to the guy who owned it. He was in danger of losing it, and anyway, we ended up talking, and I still had to go through the auction, but he told me what was in the locker, so I was able to bid enough to get it. So I spent $2,000 on the locker, and I spent almost another, $800 renting the locker for me to get everything out. It was a 10 by 20 stacked 7 feet tall. We got 1,000 pieces of clothing out of it and 200 pairs of shoes. I'm literally at about a $2 cost of goods on these things. But anyway, Theory is a great brand. Let me see if I got a picture of just the tag. Theory is a great brand, definitely one to keep your eyes open for. The next one, I don't know how many people know it or not. I know it, and every time I see it, I'm super, super excited to see it. And it's the brand Tumi. They make briefcases and backpacks and luggage and some wallets and a lot of things in this kind of office atmosphere. And Tumi is a terrific brand. This was in the same locker with the clothes and had the tags on it. and you can kind of get an idea of how we list them. So like this, you'll notice we zoomed way in to show from shelfware. Sometimes there might be something to show in there. This, I took a best offer of 150. Most of these Tumi bags I sell within a week, and they sell on here and they sell on Poshmark. And if you're interested in seeing our Poshmark sales, I could always share those with you too. We don't do near as much on Poshmark as we do on eBay, but we have a solid account on Poshmark, and we do sell a lot of things over there. But anyway, Tumi is an amazing brand that you absolutely should keep your eyes open for when you find it. This I threw in here because sometimes when you're at garage sales, this was out of a storage locker, but you'll see somebody bought something to repair something and they never opened it. This is the hinge that goes on a smoker called the Big Green Egg, and that is what it sold for, is $153. That one locker, I think I had 6 of these total, but I listed them one at a time because the boxes weren't all the same, but they all sold within 48 hours of being listed. And so this right here, Big Green Egg, but keep your eyes open for stock that is in the box, parts that are in the box, because some of those will be absolutely worth picking up. I threw this in here because this is something I would typically walk by. I did bring these home because they were in that clothing locker, but I wouldn't have listed these. I don't know that I would have looked them up, but Melody did because she liked them, and evidently they're pretty rare, and these sold very fast for $140. So terrific sale. But anytime you're looking at vintage books, and I'm not even sure these would qualify as vintage, but take a moment and look them up because they might shock you. And this one definitely shocked me, especially how quick they sold. All right, this is a neat sale. So that's what it sold for, $127. This is a single earring. And no, I didn't sell it to a pirate or anything, but when you find individual items like this that are gold and they have diamonds or rubies or something like that, and it's obviously a nicer piece of jewelry, even if you only have one of them, it could still have great value. So when I list things like this, I show them everything, even the size. And typically I'll do something like this right here where I'll show them the weight of it, because some people are buying it and they're interested in how much gold is there. And I have sold a ton of single earrings and I have never had one back. So because that was my concern, like selling one shoe, a lot of times people are like, I thought there would be a pair no matter how many times you put it in there. And the next one is one of my favorite brands, and this is Barber. And let me show you the tag up close. Not the best picture, but you can see the brand Barber. Barber is an amazing brand, and this price point on this one is truly at the bottom end of what Barber would sell for. And if I had wanted to wait until, fall hit and, cooler weather showed up, this would have sold full price. We're not collectors, we're sellers. So $80. This again is out of that about $2. It came out of that locker that I spent $2,000 on. Keep your eyes open for Barber. Barber is a terrific brand. So that's quick and easy. There's 10 different things that we've sold for what we feel like is terrific profit. Hopefully some brands in there that you hadn't heard of. So that's it for this video. I hope you enjoyed it. I'm going to see you real soon on the next one. Bye.